I said, hey, yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Mojados, and we're back with another video. Hope you guys are doing well. As always, we're going to be jumping into the market, checking out what's happening across the board. But if you're not following me on Twitter, guys, you guys are missing out on a lot of things because, again, giving you guys updates on a lot of protocols that I'm bullish on, like Crown. You guys can see Crown has been literally increasing in pretty much deposits. You see across the board how many people are using this platform more and more, and every single month it's just growth and growth. And then you have Root Protocol, another one that I've been sharing very frequently because of the fact that it's a layer one for gaming, and of course layer ones are a very good place to be because all the innovations happening on top of it, and you're seeing every week new games being deployed. And the other one here recently is actually Wencoin, right? So this one was actually getting ready to be sent, and then of course there was some sort of validation that took place, but a reclaim, which we're going to be talking about in this video, takes place afterwards. So just a lot of things that I share on my Twitter if you guys are not following. If you want to be up to date on the most current, projections that I believe that are happening across the market, definitely be following there. But starting off with Bitcoin. So pretty much Bitcoin is just chopping at this level. I spoke about why this is a 3-day supply and demand zone, which has clearly been, resistance. And like I've said over and over again, resistances do not break on the first try. Again, we did see this deviation at the high up here, right? Where basically price comes up. A lot of people get trapped and then it goes lower, right? So that's kind of the name of the game. Now, the question right now is, do we hold this level and continue going back higher? I don't have a clear answer for that, but I don't like how the RSI looks, right? Again, we are underneath this 55 level. It's currently acting as a resistance. Again, I may be wrong here, but I don't care about Bitcoin. And I said that in the last video, and I'll keep saying it again. Bitcoin right now at this point, if it were to continue going higher from 64K, maybe it goes to 110, maybe a 2X. That's completely up to you if that's what you're chasing. But again, there is a possibility this goes much lower. But again, on the weekly, the RSI is very strong. We haven't even printed a lower high yet, so there isn't even bearish divergence on the weekly. So I just believe this is probably going to go higher in the future. But for now, if this keeps pulling back, I would say 52K is a very good level to have your long stacked. Also, Ethereum doing a very good job here of pretty much just retracing. And, this isn't really like a bad setup at all. I don't know where support would be for a chart like this. But what I do understand is that right now, the ETH BTC chart, it looks very good, right? So again, I do believe this is probably going to break out. It does look very ugly, and it's almost very hard to predict when and how it's going to break out. But what we do know is that Ethereum has been in this range for over 1,036 days. We've pretty much had a deviation at the high here and over here at the lows 2 times now. And if the momentum keeps to the upside here, or pretty much at this level, we're going to see pressure pushing back higher, which would be very good across the board for alts. So again, I'm very excited for Ethereum. I do think this is probably going to go higher here. So just a lot of patience is required, and we'll see exactly how this one plays out. Except, we're just going to have to wait for this because, again, I don't know what narratives are going to play out. We still are watching the ETF. There's been a lot of FUD around Ethereum as well, being listed as a security from the SEC. We don't know what's going to happen, but again, what we do know is BlackRock's ETFs have never been rejected. They have like a 576 to 1 ratio, right? They never get rejected essentially. So we'll see what happens. But it's just important to note that overall, there is more downside here. But if you're, again, holding Ethereum, what is the max upside target? I would say somewhere around 8,000-9,000 is the maximum upside target if everything goes crazy. But if not, maybe even 5,000, 6,000 might be the high for Ethereum. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be almost impossible to complete a transaction. So this is going to be very interesting to watch, right? So that is that for Ethereum. No levels plotted here, but I would long this area if we get back here. So somewhere around 2,300, that would be a very good place to log, maybe like a flash wick if it does happen. Again, this is your USDC and T drop that we saw recently. Again, this is stable coins, and this is how I was able to predict the drop that recently took place if you guys have been following along. And this to me looks like it's going higher, okay? So this is why I'm actually bearish across the whole entire market for the most part, is because if this continues to go higher, which it looks like it is, we're pretty much consolidating here, we're probably going to have one more leg up that may continue chopping like this and then take us right there to probably go lower, right? So again, that is my projection for now. I don't really know exactly how this plays out, but I was pretty much very bearish at the very top of Bitcoin, and you guys can go back and see all that on my Twitter account. It actually, I share this live with you guys every single week, so you guys can see it for yourself, right? So right now, again, no crazy update here, except if this does get rejected, we're probably going to start seeing altcoins take the lead, because total is very interesting. Again, we are seeing a correction at this level. We're probably even going to continue chopping here and then probably continue going higher, because if you look at Bitcoin dominance, guys, and you look at the weekly here, we are breaking down, right? So do we officially break down from this level? I don't have a clear answer, but when you look here at the monthly, guys, this is very convincing that we are going to break down, right? So this is the $1 million question. If this starts breaking down, then Ethereum starts like pretty much running to the upside. So I do believe it's going to be a very pivotal moment. Should this start breaking down, that'd be a very good sign across the board for alts, but that also means that Bitcoin's top is very close. Not that Bitcoin can't continue running higher, but it means that the dominance for Bitcoin and the money is rotating out of Bitcoin, or not rotating out of it, but mostly rotating into other coins outside of Bitcoin. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that rotation happens. But at the same time, this is going to be the biggest chart, in my opinion, that has my attention throughout 2024, because when this breaks out, you better start counting them days and taking advantage of all the alts running, because it's going to be game time before you know it, right? Taking profits, no one's going to be thinking about taking profits because Max U4 is going to be going through the roof. But I want to also share Total 2, which is another chart here for altcoins. And again, this is very bullish. Again, you can see here that there's barely any bearish divergence here on the RSI. So this is probably going to continue making another high up here, and then we're going to probably see a rejection up there, which is probably the next level. But it's just so nice to see that we're continuing to push to the upside. We're continuing to run, and people are pretty much getting blindsided and sidelined for the most part, right? Because a lot of people are looking to jump into the market, but things haven't really moved just yet. So we're going to watch and see how this plays out. So again, this is a game of patience, right? So the money is continuing to rotate into crypto, and I'm still very bullish on crypto. I've been talking about this literally for forever now, and we're going to see how this all plays out. And I mean, guys, you can't really ignore these total charts. This is extremely bullish when you look at this, and I don't know why you would be bearish. You should be buying every single dip for the most part. And even right now, guys, this dip that took place, some of it, like a lot of altcoins, have fully retraced from their bounce. Like, for example, like some alts pretty much bottomed right here, and then like they kind of came back down to where they are right now. But a lot of other altcoins didn't, right? So like a lot of coins like Doge, even, like let's just look at Doge, had this retracement, right? Which is literally like this move down, right? This major move down with total, but it didn't come back down. The money's actually rotating into Doge, which is very good for this setup to continue running higher. And if you guys have been following on X, we literally called Doge right before it ran. So that's the best part of seeing this stuff break out and pretty much following these trends as they continue to blindside people, right? There's no other way of saying it, right? Because they're most likely going to be buying the green candles on the way up. And that's probably when most people are going to be selling, because, the common psychology and euphoria catches up to these people who don't plan. They just act off of emotion, get completely wrecked. So it's just a perpetual loop for most of these people. And at the same time, you just got to really be looking at this stuff and saying, what has happened before? What is happening now? We've seen massive consolidation in these coins where most people are buying at these levels, and now the herd is jumping in thinking they can. Yeah, you might be able to get some gains here, but most gains are made down here, and a lot of people will be buying maybe even after all-time highs. So I don't know exactly what to expect, but it's going to be fun to see how this all ages, because even coins like XRP are finally starting to break out. And this is what I'm very excited for, because I don't know what the fuck is going to happen, okay? I don't know how this is going to break out. I don't know what news event is going to be, but this chart is just absolutely fucking crazy. A lot of people are sleeping on this. In my opinion, is the best chart in crypto. A lot of people are not paying attention to this chart. It has consolidated for 2020. It has consolidated for 2,261 days. A lot of people are completely ignoring this. We're sitting in a triangle, and literally we've gone sideways for an insane amount of time. We're sitting above this trend line, and people are just ignoring this chart. Meanwhile, this has the potential to actually go crazy, and no one is really giving it the time of the day. I mean, listen, it is what it is, right? This means that they're probably going to be, talking about it after it runs and looking for narratives and looking for the reason why it's running up. But again, I don't know exactly what catalyst or what exactly is going to happen here, but I've shared this chart before, share it again. The XRP to ETH chart is very interesting. It's breaking out as we speak. You're also looking at XRP against BTC starting to break out to the upside. And XRP dominance, same thing, is actually at its all-time low, which I do believe is going to start moving to the upside. And then also, this is XRP's market cap chart, which is very interesting, which also looks like XRP, but we're pretty much continuing to make highs here, which is resembling strength. Whether you liked it or not, we've also made a high up here in terms of market cap. So there is a lot of pressure to the upside, but we need to keep this pressure continual after this breakout and get out of this range. Because once we break this range, guys, a lot of you guys will not even understand the magnitude of how crazy this breakout is going to be, because you can't have something called up for 2,000 plus days and not expect a massive breakout, especially after being attacked by the SEC, delisted off of exchanges, massive FUD attacks, major misinformation campaigns, and people still don't know what the fuck a security is, right? So this is going to be fun. I think it's going to be a game of patience still, but the time is close, the time is near, and I'm excited as fuck for it. So my rant is over for XRP, but I want to look at other things here, like the S&P, which is continuing to make new highs, which is very good because Bitcoin is positively correlated with the S&P. When this is pumping, so is crypto. So we would like to see this keep running. I would love to see some sort of retest, but the 8 EMA is very strong. So that's probably going to be your number one level for a support that comes in soon. So we'll see what happens there. Also for gold, making new highs, guys. This is crazy. Now, of course, it's turned to some sort of wick. I don't know how this is going to resolve. But hey, listen, this is going to probably continue running to the upside. I don't see a reason why, you would be bearish on this chart after breaking such a massive range. And now we're just trading at this level, waiting for more pressure to the upside, as pretty much most people are bearish. Again, I don't know why you would be, but also DXY, pretty much also looking very, very interesting. I would like to see this break down because I'd be very bullish for crypto. But right now we are chopping, okay? That's what we're doing. Nothing too crazy, just chopping in between this level. I don't want to see this break the high. That would be obviously very bad. But we'll see what happens. Again, this is just going to be a game of patience, a game of waiting to see how this all plays out. But all in all, it's most important that you have a plan before you enter any trade, right? That's the number one takeaway, guys. If you're going to buy an altcoin, if you're going to buy something, have your proper exits and entries in place and wait and then execute, okay? Don't trade off of emotions. That's all I can say, because the next leg up for crypto and the rest of these markets is going to be absolutely historical. You guys are not going to believe the headlines. You must have exit plans and strategies ahead of time. Thank you guys for listening to the end. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, haro, haro, haro. Peace.